Are you listening?
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Ooh, that mug. Very nice.
Thank you. It's a wife special. She gave me for Father's Day gift this last year.
Cool.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. We got a special guest that hopped in. His name is Jason. Can I play with magic? Welcome him.
Hello.
Hey, Billy. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I had a pretty good stream this morning.
Oh, yeah. That last game I watched you play, man, you got countered the hell out.
Yeah. Countered City.
All right. How you doing? Oh, I'm talking to you.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yes, you.
I'm doing good, man. I saw your post today, and I was like, you know what? I haven't done one yet. Let's jump on. I have a lot of stuff to do today, but what's a little procrastination, right?
Right.
To come here and talk about magic.
All right. You know what you should do? Because I don't have Twitch. I don't have Twitch. Because you can find him on Twitch. You should send me a link to your channel so I can put it in the description.
Okay.
Post it in private chat.
Let's do it.
All right. So you can promote you a little.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I stream. I don't just do magic. So in case someone's interested, I do music as well. So you might hop on one day and I'm doing a music stream, and that's okay.
That's good. Got to be diverse. I mean, music's I'm not that incredibly talented, and I don't want to become famous. I don't think even sing "Happy Birthday."
I can't either. It's okay.
but you got to do multiple things together, and can't be your life completely.
Well, I do have a band that's completely based on Magic the Gathering, so I did find a way to merge them.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, that's integration at its finest.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah. James Willis, hello. Good morning.
Hey,
MTG Hillbilly, hello. Good morning to you too. So excited because the topic I got today lined up. Like I put the descriptor. Like every time I come up with a good descriptor, I like to put it in Discord so people know what's going to happen, what's going to be heard at first. The topic today is MTG WOTC needs to impress us. And I capitalize us, not meaning the United States, so it's just us. Ravnica Remastered is kind of the theme of today because I was kind of let down. But before we get into all that jargon at all, first I want to shout out our channel sponsor. Where is it? Channel sponsor. Here we go. CardsArtopia.com. Want Sweet Magic Gathering swag, homemade, handcrafted, Etsy kind of stuff. Really high quality good stuff. You can find dice bags like this special dice bag you can get for the channel. If you buy this dice bag, $45, $5 ship, it could help out the channel. It helps out a local business. Hell yeah. Then you can get lapel pins. Yeah, you can get lapel pins. You're good. You got like the salty one, which is my favorite. Right there, boom. You can get all those different lapel pins. They're on the store now, $5 a pop. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. Hell yeah. I like it. And don't forget, why don't you show off your dice bag really quick? Look at that dice bag. That's also a dice bag you can find at cardsartopia.com. Dag blag it. Then, now to the card of the day.
Card of the day.
Woo!
Ooh.
I found an old classic card from a Ravnica set. I don't think this is even in the remastered set, which is kind of weird because it is a control theme. Hillbilly, you want to read this off?
Yeah, I like this. Spell Tithe Enforcer for 5, 3 generic and 2 whites. Creature, elephant, wizard. Whenever an opponent plays a spell, that player sacrifices a permanent unless he or she pays 1. And that's 3/3. Not too shabby at all. I like this.
Rough. It's mean. Yeah. I mean, every time your opponent casts a spell, they got to sacrifice a creature unless they spend 1 mana. I mean, this is like the white heuristic study in a way. It's just whenever they cast a spell, they pay 1 or they lose a permanent.
Imagine if you had land destruction along with this card.
Wow.
Morning, can't hear anything yet. Give me a second.
You're good.
I have never heard of this card, and I like it, and I've always wanted to build an elephant deck because elephants are one of my favorite animals, and I think this has finally inspired me to finally take that plunge and let's build that elephant deck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That symbol's from Guild Pact. That's from the original first Ravnica block, but it's the second of the 3 blocks because it was Ravnica, City of Guilds, Guild Pact, then there was Dissension, which was my favorite set because Simic was introduced as a primary color. Hell yeah.
Simic, or is it a gimmick? I'm just kidding. I haven't typed it. I'll let you know. I'm here.
Right?
I'm here. And good morning, everyone.
Good morning, TCG dude.
Good morning.
And
Yeah.
we're going to go to the picture of the day, which I thought was fun. Boom. Make morning coffee, not war. By sports.com. And give me a second. My cat's doing us something. Oop. Problem solved. My cat likes to find plastic on the floor because, people are wrapping Christmas presents and, tape, wrapping paper, and I'll chew it. Yeah, I like the old-timey picture artwork here for the World War. I like the old cup. I don't know. I like it. But this is from imageflip.com. I got it from Facebook, but give credit where credit is due. If it says there's accreditation there, I want to give it. Like if someone ever puts a picture of the day in the Discord under picture of the day and I use it, I give that person credit. And if it's a YouTuber or let's say a Twitch streamer, I'll give them credit and a shout out because they deserve it. It's helping me with my work. It takes me like 2 hours to set the show up in the morning. Ooh. Yeah. So really quick. James Willis is going crazy with commands in the chat. Hello. Yeah, that's right. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And we are the creep. If you don't know what the creep is everybody who's a subscriber. A creep is not a creep, someone who's creeping, but a creep in the world of the tortoise is a group of tortoises hanging out together. Boom. Facts. Interesting facts. All right.
Kind of like a murder of crows,
right? One crow's not a murder. 2 crows is an attempted murder, but 3 is too far.
Wow. I see you've been practicing this in case somebody asks.
Hell yeah. So how are you doing, TCG dude?
Dude, I'm doing good. My son is actually messaging me from another state on the Facebooks, and he doesn't know that I do the morning show on YouTube, but yeah, it's okay. In general, though, I'm doing great, man. Actually, I'm gonna be doing some arena challenges today, a little bit of moto. Hopefully, it's not still bugged in certain places. Jace, our boy Jace, taking one for the team. Freaking Mirror Mage Jace from Zendikar Rising is still bugged in Moto, dog. You can't copy him. You can't kicker Jace. It breaks the game.
Yeah. Ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
I hope you guys got your libations, your coffee of choice, or your water of choice. You can be drinking whiskey or wine, as long as you're just enjoying today. Hope it's a good morning for you. And to get into the topic, the descriptor. And today is more to find the topic. So we're actually going to use that clip because, yay, I get to use the clip. I love being able to use clips. We don't always use those clips, but when we do, we do. So today's descriptor is WOTC needs to find a way to impress players and collectors. And I'm more of a player than a collector, but there are collectors out there and there are people who play the game, just enjoy the game. It's a hard road for WOTC because they have to make the money, but they need to find the balance between fun and draft, form and function for standard sets and hit on the collectability. They are showing signs of improving their collectability by the serialized numbers, instead of being like 500, it's like 250 or less. That's doing pretty good. But they need smaller print runs all in general on serialized cards. But when it comes to sets like Ravnica Remastered, they kind of missed the mark. Reprints are high in the numbers in the last few years, like extremely high. I mean, we just saw doubling season reprinted back to back from set to set. Same with Smothering Tithe. Will they slow down on reprints or can they start putting reprints in special slots only? Like in Ravnica Remastered, I wouldn't mind seeing a doubling season in Ravnica Remastered, not because it's the third reprint, but they could put it in only the serialized slots, like Smothering Tithe, only in the serialized slots. So they're not only just the collectible value, that probably wouldn't hinder the entire value of the card itself. And like I said, doubling season, Smothering Tithe, and so on could have been in those reprinted slots. I think Bob, the Dark Confident, could have been in the only serialized slot because it really didn't need the reprint. But hey, I'll take a smaller price on that card particularly. That idea would have impressed me instead of just leaving them out. And I would like to know your thoughts. Let's start with you, Jason.
Oh man, worst person to go first.
Pressure's on.
I know. Well, the problem with me, I thought this would be an interesting one for me to come on because I wanted to kind of hear all of everyone else, but kind of what you mentioned about them finally slowing down and everything. Like, I'm definitely one of the players who's fatigued, and right. I didn't even freaking know Ravnica was out, or you know what I mean? Like, I thought I knew it was coming, but I haven't even looked. And so, yeah, so that player fatigue for me is real. Like, I've been slowly kind of integrating a partner to work with. Can I play with Magic with me? And they actually work at a shop and they keep up with this stuff. And that's what I kind of told him. I was like, because as much as I love the game, as much as I'm passionate about it, I'm so checked out with the content, like not the content itself, like the lore and the story and the love of the game, but just the amount of it that's getting dumped. And so for me, it's like, as simple as it is, what would impress me is just slowing down a little.
Right.
And it's funny because like I feel like all of you have probably played longer than me. Believe it or not, I think I've only been playing since 2019. Whenever M20 was my introduction set, and it feels like I've been playing for so much longer with how much in the last couple of years we've gotten.
Right.
But yeah, to leave cards out completely, especially big hitters, is an odd choice. I would definitely be disappointed if I was still actively buying a bunch of new sets, but I just can't keep up. My wallet can't keep up.
That's right.
I have finally given into the words of the prof and just buy the singles I need for my new deck.
All right. So really quick, if anybody wants to find Can I Play with Magic on Twitch, the link is now in the description. If you want to find him, follow him. If you do the Twitch thing, just refresh the page, go down the link, click it, and it'll take you there.
Cool.
Definitely the place for metal and Magic, but not current events, obviously.
So yeah, but to hit on what you're talking about, yeah, there's a lot of Magic. Not only has there been a lot of Magic being pushed, but the main format to play Magic is Commander, and that relies on knowing every card in the game basically, and they've pushed over hundreds of new cards since lockdown, and that is annoying because I can't even remember like 15 cards in the last year by name.
And lately too, I've been building really weird, stupid decks. Like I built a Brothers War deck, but the restriction was like it can only be cards related to the novel. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Oh, that's an interesting way.
So even though they made the new Brothers War set, the Brothers War set storyline had a modern little twist to it, but I left out all that. So it's a really janky. It never wins. I built like a Gyra and con best friends deck. So I've been doing, but I've kind of wanted to go back. It's like, all right, I want to actually build a good, strong deck. And like you said, like I'm like, and I don't like to be the guy who just copy paste from EDH Rec. I mean,
Right.
it's good to go there because you learn about a lot of cards you might not know about. But lately, like I'm like, I don't know anything new, so I kind of have no choice if I want to just not keep using the same cards, because I want to use some of the newer cards. Like there's probably one I'm sleeping on, like, but there's so much of it, and so yeah, when I'm building a new deck that I'm like, all right, I don't want this to just be a silly, funny, janky deck. I'm just like, all right, what's hot right now on what new hot.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is you've definitely been leaning more into flavor in the past, but now you're definitely looking to score some wins.
Well, yeah, so I started off like everybody not knowing, and then I got super into building strong decks, and then I kind of got bored with that because it's like I was noticing just like, well, you're always going to put the most optimal choice,
Right.
Then I started building flavor, and honestly, it's a lot more fun. But again, like I'm pretty much going into games I know what I'm going to lose, so it's one of those like it's not the destination, it's the journey.
Right.
But lately, I was like, all right, maybe it's time to, I've built like 5 new decks that are they're super silly. I'm like, yeah, like the Gyra and Karn is such a terrible deck, but it's so fun to play because it's just like, and here's where they met, at the college and blah, blah, blah. And
That's a really good point, man.
people are like, I don't care, bro. I'm just like, oh, all right.
Well, okay, so check this, man. I had a comparison that I was gonna make earlier, but now I'm just gonna do a new, more Magic related one.
Mhm.
So I play more 60 card constructed stuff because it just fits my style. It's faster paced and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah, so my heart goes to my mill, right? To my black blue crabs, Jace, Ashiok, Narset, all sorts of really
Sounds
feels painful, bro. Nobody likes to play.
I was like, I don't want to play that.
Yeah, and I
Right.
even feel that. I even feel that on Moto because people sometimes scoop turn 1 or 2 as soon as a crab drops, so I can't even execute the play pattern of
Right.
that deck. Yeah. However, I've recently been experimenting with janky Abzan Reanimator. So I got green, black, white graveyard shenanigans going on.
Okay.
I'm pitching like a Sun Titan turn 1 with the bone shards and resurrecting it turn 2 with the persist. And these people are like, oh god, gritting their teeth, but they accept it more because the play pattern is more real and believable. And as me, the player playing the deck, it's a lot more fun and engaging than doing the mindless mill. So
Right.
I feel what you're saying on experimenting with deck lists and seeing what works.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think to bring it back to the topic, what I was getting at with that is now that I've been trying to build to like, all right, let's not make something stupid, silly. Let's make a deck that kind of works. But that fatigue of like, there's so many sets I haven't even followed that I just don't even know where to begin, or I don't know what I'm sleeping on, what I should be looking at. And the thing is I don't have the motivation to do it because it's like, again, I had no idea Ravnica was out. And you know what? It was funny because like I have a buddy who works at a local game store, and I was like, oh, hey man, when does Lost Caverns come out? Because there's some new Dino cards I want. He's like, bro, that came out Friday. I was like, oh shit. So I'm like, I'm just so behind, and I just don't have the motivation to like, I don't know. I feel for my friends at the game stores because even they're like, dude, we're sitting on so much product. So it's gonna be a plug, and I don't mean it to, but just in the context of it, I'm doing a charity stream in January, and my original plan was to just buy a booster box and like give away some packs during the stream. And my friend's store literally gave me like, they're like, here, have all this. It's like $3,000 worth of shit. And they're just like, it's just sitting here, dude. It's not selling. Like, please, we're happy to donate this. And it's like some good shit. There's like commander boxes, some Lord of the Rings like holiday specials, which I didn't even know was a thing. So it's like there's so much. I didn't even know they made like a holiday Lord of the Rings thing. It's just so hard to keep track.
Yeah, the holiday things are like the little panoramic view cards, I believe.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it.
But surprisingly, Ixalan has been one of the best-selling sets of the year. So the fact that they're sitting on it kind of shows us your meta.
Well, I don't think there was any Ixalan stuff they gave me. I was just
I thought you said they were sitting on it because it wasn't.
No, they're just sitting on a ton of product like
okay.
that they gave me. My thing with Ixalan was just how me saying I'm out of touch. Like I'm having such a hard time keeping track of when things are coming out because
right. Oh.
I know things are coming up, but like I didn't realize that was already out when I was asking about it. You're talking about Ravnica today. I was like, oh, I knew it was coming out, but I didn't realize it was already. Like it sounds like it's already out, right?
No, it's coming out next month. Like the beginning.
Oh,
of next
see,
month.
okay. See, why am I here? Why am I here, guys?
No, like the spoilers.
Yeah, okay.
Are already out and stuff. Like
worst content creator, come to Twitch, guys. Yeah,
you're right. Like because Hillbilly and I have talked about this before, and like last night we talked about it. Like they make some weird choices. Like they nerfed Dredge because they want to bring Dredge back because it's a popular mechanic from back in the day, but they completely kept out a couple of fun mechanics from other sets in Ravnica, like Undergrowth, which is the one I'm most sad about because I love Graveyard Shenanigans, especially from Ravnica. Just because I don't know, maybe because Undergrowth is an ability already on Arena, but like because I don't know if Ravnica Remastered is going to hit Arena or not. I'm not for certain, but the only idea that it could be taken out is because people already have the card. So why buy the product if you're going to get some of the same you have? So, like, I don't know. They just kind of nerfed the set. They kind of did the set. They're doing order frames of Ravnica, which throws my bipolar off, right? You know the old frame border where they make it look like an old card?
Uh-huh.
Ravnica first set came out in the 8th edition changed frame. So the frame was already not old border. Why couldn't they just revert it back to the 8th edition frame instead of the old border? I don't know. I don't care, like, honestly, for that. Like I like the weird frame they did for Ravnica, like specialized cards. Like they got this Ravnica frame on some of the cards. They got serialized frames, you know, but the old border just it just sounds weird. Like you know, like when you remember back to a day when you started playing Magic, like I started in 2005 when Ravnica came out, that era, and the 8th edition frame was the new frame, fancy, looked nice for us back then. But then to go back and say, "Oh, we're going to make these look like even old cards," and I'm like, "You could have done so much better. You could have done, relying on that."
It's an odd choice because didn't they do that with Brothers War? And I felt like Brothers War made total sense because you're kind of doing the callback to some classic stuff.
Yes,
but don't just do it because you can do it. But maybe I've seen a lot of my friends using old borders, so maybe like. Old borders are just, they're in now. They're cool. So they're like, fuck it, let's do it.
Well, how they do it. What do you think, Hillbilly?
Well, I agree with you, Tortoise. I think if they're going to reprint a set, they need to reprint the whole set, not just reprint certain cards. I mean, you're going to give us cards. Give us all the cards. Don't just tease us and give us some of the cards. Give them all to us.
Right? No, I feel that, especially when certain cards, like, not every card with a mechanic on it's great. Like, not every Dredge card with Dredge on it is going to be amazing. Undergrowth doesn't have all the best cards in the world, but there's several cards in that set, like the Lurcher, who's just amazing for that mechanic. Keep the power in. Like, now, for someone who's played and drafted every Ravnica set ever, the only pre-release I didn't go to was War of the
Small
Spark.
flex, but okay. I'm just kidding.
Right? Small flex. But like the only set I never really played pre-release in was War of the. No, I did play. Yeah, I played War of the Spark too. Yeah, forgot about that. But yeah, like even I think War of the Spark didn't feel like a Ravnica set. It was placed in Ravnica, but it wasn't Ravnica centricated. Like, sure, they had Shocklands in that block, not War of the Spark. It wasn't guild themed, other than they did like two guilds come together. Let's give you a monocolored card that represents that. but it wasn't really.
What the
Ravnica
heck
set.
is this 2 guilds 1 set action? Ew.
Well, do you know what I'm
just
talking
kidding.
about?
No, War of the Spark. So I opened plenty of Japanese boxes and 1 or 2 English boxes, right? So I did get to see some of the flavor and whatnot. It coming from the outside looking in, right? Bro, I couldn't understand that it was a Ravnica set. Like what you're saying, I didn't like until recently that you were telling everybody and their mom, hey, by the way, War of the Spark was a Ravnica set. I had no idea because the focus was so on Nicol Bolas and the undead, and
also had no idea.
so basically, Nicol Bolas used Ravnica as a place for his war. He wanted, and it was a mana because Ravnica is mana efficient, and we no longer have the Eldrazi plane really to go to. Like this, they're fixing it up still if it's still around, and we don't have the same plane as the Shards of Allura anymore. So the heavy mana rich planes are not there. So he went to Ravnica because like the best one in best condition, and he used a special ability of some sort to beacon all the planeswalkers to come there, and he wanted to destroy all the planeswalkers, which is kind of a weak subplot point. But he wanted to destroy them all except himself because he wanted to live. And Ugin and him got in a fight, and
it
what
lasted
happened?
10,000 years.
Right? And Ugin sacrificed his ability to live a normal life to trap himself in an orb type thing with Nicol Bolas and keep him trapped there forever to save the universe.
Good old Ugin.
Long story made short.
Oh, yeah.
And so
10,000-year story made short, yeah.
Right. So that's what it was. It was just a war on Ravnica. It wasn't guild based. It wasn't nothing. I mean, there's that black card I love. I can't think of the name of the card, but it costs like 5 mana, and it resurrect. It's for Rakdos and Golgori, and it reanimates a creature from the graveyard and gives it haste. You know, so they did that. They combined 2 guild cards in a monocolor card, which is weird, but like they did. And they gave us some fun cards and some weird cards that don't even work well in Commander or Standard. Maybe Draft. I don't know. 5 mana to still a creature for red is pretty bad. But you know, but like the flavor of the set was pretty good. You know, all the planeswalkers in the world. You know, pretty good. But including that set in the Ravnica Remastered was like posh. And not only that, they went out of their way to take cards not from Ravnica sets, but were based on Ravnica, like from other sets. So this happened to Ravnica. They got like Teferi, who's never been in a print in Ravnica, except maybe in War of the Spark, and they put him in the set. If a card was based on Ravnica, but not in a Ravnica block, they put it in the set if it fit their desire, which is weird. Because, you know, I never played with those cards because they're not Ravnica.
Right.
You know,
Okay,
it's
so if I were to like respond to that, or just if I may.
No, I'm kidding.
Awesome. Yeah, right. The judging sip of coffee. Oh goodness. But no, man. I suppose we have to like understand our expectations versus the reality, right? Like, let's rewind time a little bit, no pun intended, to Time Spiral Remastered, right? If I were to think about that product without seeing previews, without having opened any of it, and somebody just told me the words Time Spiral Remastered, and it's a block, an amalgamation of that block, I would be totally jazzed and expect, at least in some sort of sideline expectation, to see the future sight frame. I want to see that freaking frame, dude. That border was so cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Someone
but
that agrees with me so much. I have all the basic cards up there, all the basic commons that James Willis gave me of the future side frames of the full art cards from back in the day.
Hell yeah,
so
man.
Amazing.
Those
Dude,
frames
I even got the
personally.
secret layer. That was the left-handed secret layer or whatever that features that. Anyways, but bro, they didn't have that, right? If you open Time Spiral Remastered, they didn't have the future sight frame. So there's a likelihood that a large majority of fans were disappointed with that, right?
Yeah, I was disappointed a little.
Yeah, but given the disappointment, do you think that actually full stop their purchase?
No, they got big. And if you heard that little clicking sound, the dryer just went off.
That's all good.
All right. I want to say hello to a couple people. Tom Mitchell, Johnny Zert, Coach's Magic. Woo!
Coach Ravnica Unmastered.
Right. So, you know, like it's just weird. Like, for a longtime fan of Ravnica itself, like Ravnica is one of my favorite sets. I'm trying to build a cube off it. I built a cube online and I deleted the list because it was too off base. It was a little weird, but I still got all the cards trying to make it. And I thought, when I first thought Ravnica Remastered as a set, I'm like, cool, I'll have a map, a layout of a good Ravnica cube draft ready, and it didn't. I'm like, that's so sad. Then they do the old border frames. Like, you don't know how much that messes with my bitty brain.
So
Like,
can I ask, messes
what's up?
with your brain and the old frame as in you don't like it, or as in there's too many cards to collect?
Well, not too many cards to collect, but like I said earlier, Ravnica Remastered came out in the 8th edition frame change, so it was the newer frame.
Yeah.
If they wanted to do something, they could have messed around with that. Or what if follow along? What if they did a foil for the gold cards and actually made it be real gold? But what if they did a gold plated frame for all the gold cards? Because that was the first set to feature a lot of gold cards. Not the first set in general, but it was the big
first
set
modern era set that
Yeah.
had a lot of gold cards because of
Right.
the guilds combining and all that.
Right.
Uh-oh,
Ooh.
we lost a man.
Yeah.
He
I
might
don't
be
know.
back here. Probably just a little disconnection issue.
Yeah. You know, but that was the first set that that was the first time they did the super cool border frame. Like, it was yellow all around stuff. Like, if they would have honed in on that, made us a cool Ravnican style gold frame for the gold cards, that would have been sick. They didn't have to be old bordered, pimp the card thematic. But I think they use the old border frames a lot now because one, it already exists, and two, it works. It works because they can manage it. But I like it when they're creative,
like not having to reinvent the wheel, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like the creativeness too, but you know what, man? I'm literally sitting here scrapping together a budget Abzan deck that's like a watered down version of my modern deck. And I have some Strixhaven cards in front of me, and I'm thinking to myself, you were talking about the really fancy gold cards potentially for Ravnica, but what about the fancy Strixhaven gold cards? And like how jazzed everybody was when they were like, oh man, I'm gonna get regrowth. You mean an alpha beta card is gonna be reprinted in Strixhaven in this gold mystical archive frame? And then those things literally went to pennies. Like, every single archive card is pennies, and I don't think that it's that the cards suck. I think it's just that nobody had interest in them, and I really think that Wizards may have dodged a bullet by not giving Ravnica Remastered the Strixhaven effect.
Right.
Yeah.
You need to be better. I guess I can go on all day.
Oh no, absolutely. And hey man, like, this is your show. I'm not here to poo-poo on anything that you're saying directly, but having a counterpoint is helpful to just the narrative of the conversation to be
you're good. And our friend, his internet crashed. He just got back to me, so he's gonna be back on as soon as possible. But yeah, so no, when it comes down to the treatment of the set, they did good in a lot of things. They did bad by purposely not putting certain mechanics in it. Because, like I said, I've drafted every set, and I'd love to see how every set works with every set, or pre-released every set, I should say. To me, they're taking away some of the experiences I wanted to dream about. So not only do I have to finish this cube now that I have, and get more into it, but like I want the flavor of the cards to be better. I want the flavor of the game to be better, like in Ravnica Remastered, and they're not impressing us. And this should be a lesson learned. Even like honestly, as much as I love Ravnica, and I still think Ravnica Remastered is a cool set, I hope it flops.
I kind of believe it might.
Yeah.
You know what? I haven't heard any discussions about. 1 second, I got a sneeze coming. Okay, it decided to go away.
All right.
Has anybody, Hasbro, Wizards, or any YouTubers talked about Ravnica Remastered entering Arena? Has anybody talked about that at all? Because all I've heard about is the collector's box and the draft box. Nobody's talked about digital.
I've mentioned it a lot, saying I don't know if it's going to hit Arena, but that's why I think that's why if it hits Arena, it makes sense to why some of the mechanics are being taken out, because most of the mechanics are being taken out, I believe, are already on Arena. So my question would be, if it's on Arena, there's mechanics that are already on Arena, like cards. Buy the product if you already have the cards, for that mechanic. But at the same time, don't you get redeemable points if you have a full set of one card and they're like, oh, you already have this card, here's a wild card or something?
Yeah, I think if you have 4 copies of any given card, it'll automatically redeem or give you a equivalent wild card of the rarity.
No, it just goes to your vault on Arena.
The vault, as in you have more than 4 copies of the card?
Yep. No
way.
Yeah.
I thought it gives you a wild card for the equivalent. If it's the same edition, you're telling me if you're open 100 packs of M21 and you got 20 ops, you're gonna be sitting on 20 common ops, not just 4 plus 16 wild cards.
It'll go toward your vault, which will, once you get that vault up to 100% on Arena, then you can crack that vault for some wild cards.
Irish Viking says, no, not in the vaults.
So how does the vault get filled then? Do you have to do 100% of the set? Because I know that that's something they've integrated in the last year or so, is the set collecting, as I air quotes there.
You have to have a play set of all the cards.
So you're saying you have to have it. So if there's 300, sorry to finalize this, but I just have to clarify this for everybody that's missing a brain cell like me sometimes. If you have 300 cards in the set, right, no matter the name of the set, 300 cards, you have to have 4x copies of all 300 cards before you start even accumulating wild cards.
Yep.
That's such BS, bro.
It is. Yep.
That's why they got Arena set up. And also, I don't think alternate art cards will count toward it because it's still a different card.
Right.
No, absolutely. I've had that happen with like Thrill of Possibility, which has been reprinted several times. I have probably about 6, 7, 8 copies of that card, but there's like 3 sets.
Well, just like I was getting ready to say, Smothering Tide. You got one art of that. All right, you go to a different set, you get that same card. I don't think that'll go towards your percentage on your vault, but it might. But I'm not 100% sure on that.
I guess it'd be worth doing a deep dive in.
But you have to have a playset of every card just to get the vault to going.
All right, really quick. It is time to fill cardsartopia.com if you want to get some sweet Magic the Gathering swag like this sweet dice bag, sweet lapel pins, maybe a picture of his face like that right there. Look at that. You can get these awesome items here at cardsartopia.com. Treasures. Yeah, halftime show. Yeah, also correct. Has to be 4 in the exact card. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy the way they do Arena, but yeah, you have to have a play set of all the cards.
Right. Well, they probably don't get me wrong. Like, I understand how frustrating it can be, but at the same time, WOTC has to make it where they're making money and not losing value. I mean, like when I first started playing Arena a long time ago, it was so easy to get packs through playing games and stuff, and it was easy to get into the game without having to spend money. So they decided to make it harder to make money.
Yep. Now you have to. You used to be able to farm events,
And he's back.
to get
Time spiral
back.
border, right? That's where we're at.
Yeah.
Moved on from that. Yeah. Sorry. go ahead.
But you used to
All
be able
good.
to. You used to be able
Let's
to
see that.
farm events to get a bunch of packs. Money to get packs. They
Mhm.
stopped that on Arena because people
Right.
was doing that, and they kept getting their complete collection like that.
Right, like WotC used to do a thing with Moto, Magic the Gathering Online, where you could collect like I think it was one of every card in the set, maybe 4 of every card in the set, and you could redeem them for one of every card in the set in real life, like paper cards. But they ended up stopping that because it ended up costing them too much money because people found ways to get these duplicate cards going on and making WotC shell out more money because when you're paying like maybe $5 for like a Force of Will on Moto, that could have been the wrong pricing, but example, and you get that whole set and you trade it in and you get a real life Force of Will back in the day worth $75. You really didn't spend the money you needed to.
Right. That's
That's
$70 profit right there.
right. So that's like WotC has to worry about people scamming the system, but at the same time that like they need to make sure it's fun and easy for everybody to get into. Like I've been able to build up my deck, which I'm slowly building up off of commons and uncommons and a few rares because of the system. But like they don't want to where like last time I played, I was able to build a tier 1 deck pretty quick. Yeah. So how are you, Jace?
Good. This is gonna sound like so you can't see my house, but obviously, but I have my computer hooked up through Ethernet because I stream, right? So you want to make sure you got that fast connection, but I have to have a super long cable running through. Normally, it's never an issue, and we have it like against the wall and everything. And I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on. I'm looking at the modem. The modem's plugged in. It's plugged in here. But then I notice the only thing I can think of is I got a little black lab and the cable. So the modem was in. I got like 4 things because it goes to the PlayStation, goes to this. The blue one that comes to this was popped out. And he's kind of laying there on his bed like, what's up, bro? Only thing I can imagine is he tripped over it or something, but somehow it came undone because I was just sitting here like, why the fuck is my internet? Like I pay, I pay for like good internet, so I don't have like drop streams and stuff. So it's very weird. First time. So
right. No, it happens. Like, see, my modem is exactly right behind me, and I'm not on either.
I wish it could be in here, but the only place we can we have a wall outlet for like to plug it in is the living room. So I have no choice but to run this stupid long cable. Otherwise, I would just have it in this room. Yeah.
Long cable, boys. I got me like a 50-foot Ethernet going from my office to the modem as well. So
yeah, if I could like take the webcam, I'd show you the janky fucking like railway I made for it.
Bro, I taped mine down. I was tired of tripping over.
So my son is a heavy gamer. He plays like the Steam games and shooters and stuff like that. So he has the Ethernet cable directly connected to his computer, right? So. And that's like a 50-foot cord because it goes from here all the way like 25 feet over there.
Yep.
So it works. And like I don't play my PlayStation much, but I got Ethernet cable connected to that because if I ever stream on my computer, I don't drop frames. Then I don't have to use Uplay or whatever it was called that let me capture wirelessly my PlayStation because that's
right. Yep.
Right, I got my modem sitting right here beside me.
Right.
I wish. Yeah. But
all right, now we get to the next segment of the show. You know what time it is, Hillbilly?
Oh yeah, mover the shaker.
What?
It's the movers and shakers. The top 5 cards we're going to talk about going up in standard is Tyrannus Rex going up to 913 plus 4%. Nissa Ascended Animus going up to 535, 7%. Whoop whoop. Look at that card. Going up to $5 about, or 452 at plus 8%. We got NT since Sinatchel of the Sun. It's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
Weird name, but hey, it's a name. But it's gone up. I wonder if it's seeing play in mono red. Maybe I should run that in my deck. Who knows? 625 plus 4%. We got Drivnod Carnage Dominus. Ooh, that's a good card too, and it's doing pretty good. It's gone up 4%. It's kind of stable, but it's seeing more play somewhere. That's why it's going up. And I've seen this card more often lately, going up 3% at 875. It's pretty much stable. It's Fairy Mastermind. Whoop, whoop. Now going down in standard, 1%. So this card's pretty much stable. Mondrak Glory Dominus. It's just sitting there, doing nothing. It's just chilling. 1% is not a big change, so it's just $33 even. Then at 224 at minus 17%. This card's been dropping steadily for a bit. Urbarask Forge is not seeing too much play. This deck was neutered from right here, so it's not going anywhere. Virtue Persistence 1554 down 2%. This card's pretty much stable right now. It's been going down inclined tiny bit, so it's not seeing a big mover. But Virtue Persistence is doing pretty good. Then we got a card dropping down in value, and it's been slowly dropping down in value. We got Fable of the Mirror Breaker at 1736, this 1% drop. This card is not being as powerhouse as it used to be. And I know, for example, the standard deck I've been working on has been a little too aggressive for this deck. Then finally on the top 5, we got the special Phyrexian language Elish Norn, Mother of Machines, 2073 down 1%. Still sitting there. And then for the modern players, cover the modern area, we got Sliver Legion at 4708 going up 3%. Then we got Chroma's Memorial 2321 plus 5%. I have a copy of that from the list. I didn't know it was that expensive.
I love that card.
Yeah, that card's awesome. It's in my sword deck. 2199 plus 5%. Subtlety is just chilling. It's slowly gaining love. Some good decks are playing it, but I don't know the decks that are playing it, to be honest. But this card going up, I'm surprised it's not in the standard list. It's 4441 plus 2%. Is Cavern of Souls. Ooh. Yes, this Avacyn Restored version is going up specifically from the looks of it. That's pretty good. Now, the last card on the list is Psychotrope Thalid going up to 748 plus 14%. That is a big jump for this.
Yeah, it is.
Card. Yeah, but people are building Fungus decks and Thalid decks. So this might be seeing play in Modern, but I think this is more of a Commander trope going on right here. Now going down, we got Wonderwine Profits at 2249 minus 8%. Merfolk decks are gaining head, but this is kind of dropping a little. Now dropping a little to 46 and 13 is about down 3%. It's doubling season. Well, it's still holding a good price. $50 is still a lot for me for this card, but it's still a good price for this card if you want to pick it up. Arcbound Ravager gone down finally. It's been going up all week, so it's slowly now it's stabilizing. $24.52 down negative 6%. Then finally, no, this is the fourth card. Polluted Bond is 1412 down 5%. The reprints really kind of slashed this card a bit, but it's still stabilized at $15 ish. That's pretty good. And the last card on the top 5 is 369 going down 2%. Sword of Feast of Famine. I don't think the swords are going to see a lot of reprints, but I should hold my tongue because we're going to Modern Horizons in the future. Let's hope they're done printing these cards. I never really liked these cards, never cared about these cards, but hey, and only because I know Hillbilly likes this card. Children, his Whispering One's gone down 8%, down to 932. So if you want to grab this card, it's a good time. But when you look at this card, if you like foils, check out the promo pre-release one because it's usually around the same price. Boo boo. And that has been the Movers and Shakers remove.
I hate to see show to go down, but again, I do too. Yeah, now I can afford her.
That segment was brought into the show because Coach wanted to see more Magic the Gathering in the show. Like sometimes our topics are not Magic the Gathering related.
Gotcha.
So that's why we have a card of the day. That's why we do the other ones. looking at the time, has anybody listened to any good songs? You know, usually we try to do a song of the day, and I think we got someone here who might have a song people could look up. You know, hint, hint, talking to the guy.
Me? Oh.
Yeah, there's. You said you're in a metal band, right?
Yeah,
What's
well,
a song?
shoot. I guess the first one I would show. Let's do the Forever Serpent. Because it's shorter. We have a longer one that I usually generate people to, but I don't know if you play it or not. But
well, do you got a link to the song that you can put in chat? And
oh yeah, let's do that.
Say something in chat. If you don't have a wrench, I'll give you a wrench link.
All right. Oh yeah. Okay. You want me to drop? I could drop it in chat there. I have it open.
Oh, I don't know if you have a not. Oh, hello. Yeah.
Say hi in chat real quick.
Okay.
All right.
Hello.
There we go. I need to put in. No, let's not do that. Let's see. All right, so I just needed to put that up because the stupid little heart thing hides. Oh no, I need to put something else. There you go. Hello, Justin Tierney. Hello. Let's see. Moderator.
I threw me off. One of my good friends' last name is Tierney, and I was like, I had to do a double take, but his name's Tom. So, do you live in LA, Justin?
Okay, I added you as a managing moderator. So, now you should post that link so people can follow. All right. It's weird because like the first comment on the YouTube page, because that's where I can add the moderating thing. The end of the sentence where I give you that option is hidden by that stupid heart emoji where you click it and you can make the hearts go crazy up or smiley faces or whatever. It's just nuts. There you go. So go check out that song. And that's from your band, right?
Yeah. So I have a few projects. This is a project. So my main band's Helium Prime, and our singer at the time lives in Europe, and he had to leave because it was getting way too expensive for us to do like visas and stuff at a band at our level for touring and things.
Right.
But I really love his voice, and so when I really got heavy into Magic, I was like, ooh, I want like a little studio Magic the Gathering project. And I reached out and asked him if he'd be down, and he's never played the game before. He still doesn't really play it, but he's down to clown for the band. So we called it Planeswalker. You know, hopefully we don't. You know, I'm like, ask for forgiveness later if they ever come at us because of the name. You know,
exactly. Have fun now, cry later.
Yeah, exactly. And yes,
he's like metal. Yeah, metal band.
Power metal. Yeah. So this song, Oath of the Gatewatch, was a lot of fun to do. It turned into this long, like 11-minute epic, and we got singer friends of ours to play. So like the main singer plays Jace, our friend Brittany is Nissa, my friend Heather is Obnixilus and Chandra, and then my friend Rav plays Gideon, and it's all kind of like around the first Oath of the Gatewatch kind of storyline. And so in the video, it's really fun. We did it on a budget, but it's like one of the best videos I think we've done, and we all just dressed up in character. I didn't because I was one of the musicians, but the singers did, and I just planted them in like a surrounding that fit like their character's mana color, and it turned out really cool. So, you know, Magic fans and metal fans alike should hopefully enjoy it.
Hell yeah! So give them a check out, and if you want to check it, like, is that on your channel specifically?
Well, that is on like because Planeswalker has its own YouTube, you know, for the band.
All right, cool. So Can I Play With Magic has a Twitch channel. If you do the Twitch thing, in the description below, there's a link to his Twitch if you want to check out his Magic and music channel. I believe it is, right?
Yes. It's down. Yeah. So the Twitch is actually under my name, Jason Ashcraft, because I also do my music. But we do every Wednesday. We do Commander games, and we're going to start doing, now that it's kind of growing a bit and getting some traction, we might, right? Because I do like 2 days a week, I do music. So far, 1 day a week, I do Magic, but I'm trying to start doing another Magic day. It's just all about, you know, now that people are starting to get in and engage, it's feeling more worth it to do it, you know, because obviously, you know, we still got them day jobs. So you gotta balance it.
Hell yeah. Day jobs. All right, now we're getting to the shill section. Even though you just shilled the heck out of yourself.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Well, I plan on doing another stream today at 2:00, and I'm getting closer and closer to that 400. I've got 319 right now.
Woo, woo.
Nice.
And
That's pretty cool. Another stream, and if you never watched Hillbilly, he like tries to make a deck every time he streams, like a new deck.
Yep.
He's always building standard decks. So sometimes I don't know about Explorer, but I know he does historic decks too.
Yep.
TCG dude.
Oh, I was muted. Yo. So I don't have any specific uploads to chill right now, but as you all know, I'm chronically online. So if you want to practice Magic, talk Magic, or even play some Call of Duty or World of Warcraft with me, you can @ me on X or in the Discord at TCG Dude. And my YouTube is TCG Dude, and my Twitch is TCG Dude 907. Now I've been wanting to stream on Twitch, but they've been going through a lot of hot water lately, man. And I don't know if that's a platform I want to stick to. So yeah, you're probably just gonna find me streaming and uploading on YouTube.
Right, and like, there's not as cool support on YouTube as there is on Twitch, like
Not
for,
yet.
for graphics and stuff. But
Yeah.
I've always loved YouTube more because I've actually tried streaming on Twitch, and I love YouTube more because this, to me, like, I know Twitch has like a solid streaming, but OBS works better with YouTube more than Twitch for some reason. It's easier to connect to, easier to use.
Twitch is also like, Twitch is so dependent on outside websites to like build your engagement. Like, if all you do is just go live on Twitch every day, you're not gonna fucking grow shit, you know, especially in like a saturated thing like Magic.
Right.
And their thumbnail uploads isn't even the same. Like, I was noticing that the other day as a part of my growth studies. I was comparing the two platforms, and YouTube, you can personalize your upload, you know, make it all jazzy and pizzazzy. But when you're live streaming on Twitch, it's literally just going to be a snapshot of whatever the hell your stream looks like.
Right.
You know, a spruced up version.
Right. And like, I've looked into like how to upgrade YouTube on OBS for like cool things. You know, there's websites and stuff, but you know, Twitch has a lot of cool things, a lot of games you can do to interact with chat. But I swear, the more you get into learning this stuff and you see the difference between Twitch and YouTube, Twitch gets so bipolar and so ADD with the stuff they do just to keep people involved. And one I like about YouTube also is the followers that like you have on YouTube seem to come back more and more. And Twitch, you get some of the followers, and I could be wrong on this. You get some of the followers, but you get a lot of new people coming in and out. You know, the one thing
you aren't wrong,
right? The one thing I wish YouTube integrated like Twitch is more the ability to do super chats at an early stage instead of having to reach certain criterias and stuff like that. You know,
yeah, like, I actually really like hearing this from all of you because I've actually been watching some videos like how to kind of grow. And one guy I was watching kind of said like he's like a big streamer, and he was even saying like I've been doing YouTube lately, you know.
Yeah. I know a couple people who've moved over from Twitch to YouTube, and like I know one person who streams on Twitch still, but he moved to stream from Twitch to YouTube. Then he does both now because YouTube does more for him. Is Blades Arcade. I can't remember the other guy's name, but Blades Arcade. I used to do graphics for him back in the day, and like he gets more consistency. But just to tell you why YouTube works better for streaming and stuff like that is not because of its platform, but it's because Google owns it. And when you do your ISO scores better, it actually becomes searchable in Google better because Google doesn't do Twitch as much as it does YouTube because YouTube has favorited it a little.
I might experiment with that. Yeah.
And I don't know if Twitch has like a YouTube Studio type thing where you can check your demographics for your phone app, but Who knows?
Yeah.
I
mean,
haven't
another
messed with it.
comparison could be like how Apple and Samsung have the biggest market share for cell phones, but of course you've heard of other brands, right? Nextel and T-Mobile, yada 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 yada.
Motorola.
Motorola, exactly.
Yep.
Google,
BlackBerry.
being the big umbrella, having YouTube under its wing, is essentially going to be the Apple or Samsung of that conversation.
Yeah,
So
Google Pixel is coming up too, so who knows? Google Pixel is a phone. All right, it is time. We got to wrap up the show. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to thank everybody for being here. Hillbilly, you're awesome.
So are you.
dude, you're
Yeah,
awesome.
thanks for having me. This is fun.
Oh yeah, and you're always welcome back whenever you can. Like I understand the job's in the way, but like TCG Dude tries to be on here twice a week, you know. So there's usually we have Coogie Dude, but Coogie Dude's been in the hospital.
How is he doing?
Cookie Dude, I'm not for certain. I got to talk to him yesterday, and he was doing well, and he got confused by the end of it. So, like I was told the medicine one was getting him confused, but he was also on dialysis and being in the hospital. I don't know how that's working. Like how that's working with his mentality, because he was talking pretty good. He had a pretty good attitude. Then he started mumble jumbling and about dropped the phone. And my mom had to pick up the phone and help him out. He wasn't hurting. It's just he was like I think his energy level dropped. He hasn't gotten really good sleep in the last couple of days. I found out yesterday. No one told me that. But so the doctor started putting him on a regular kind of sleeping medicine to help him gain that sleep, so he could be just over accentuated and tired. If you don't know, Cookie Dude is my dad. So I'm hoping he pulls through. Nothing big should be happening, but like I don't know what's going on. And it's been a tough week because my sister was in the hospital. He was in the hospital, 2 different states, 2 different reasons. But sister's doing great. She has this big, nasty scar across her neck now because she had that thyroid removed. Ooh. And I was joking with her yesterday, talking about how she looks like a cutthroat pirate.
oh, wow.
Oh, she was joking back too. Because she's doing really good. The scary thing about her surgery that we were all worried about, she has a pacemaker. And they had to have not only the doctor there, they had to have a separate doctor there to manage and watch her pacemaker, because when they cut out the thyroid and all the cancer cells, that he's like electronic soldering gun that to cauterize the wounds, and they had to pay very close attention to the pacemaker to make sure they wouldn't set that off or kill her. So it was very intense, just waiting on the results.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I hope for the best for both, man. That sounds that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's been my week in a nutshell. Is worrying about 2 people in the hospital.
I'm just glad they're both okay.
Right. So I'm hoping Dad makes it home by Christmas, because Christmas is his birthday. And plus it's Christmas. But if anything happens, like anything new happens, I'll let you know. Irish Viking, thank you. National show. I'm hoping it keeps on going to do good. Yeah. I bet. Best wishes. Thank you so much. And thank you for being amazing. Thank you, chat, for being here. Thank you for liking the stream. Thank you for subscribing. You've been amazing. But, I got to take care of time being searchable on YouTube. And also, I don't only have so much time in my StreamYard settings to do good shows. But we don't want to forget the closeout. You're not going to expect this, Jason.
Shockwave! What is your command, Megatron?
Subscribe for Magic the Gathering and other content for evil fun.
Fear not, Megatron. Cybertron